Well, yes, it's Plaguewielder by Darkthrone. This is the strangest intro I've ever heard. Well, I've heard one stranger intro. It's on English Dogs Where Legend Began, where there's one guy mumbling and shuffling through some water. But I'm just kidding. This is how I sound like when I have to listen to triggered drums. I go. I just feel really weak. What do you think was the reason for the intro? I think you were just doing some vocals to fit the Weakling Avenger.
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember, but obviously you say something now.
Maybe we planned it.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Was that from a lyric, or was it just did you just say it?
I don't even know if it's on the album. No, it's probably not. It's just some line that I got into my head because of severe depression.
Yes. This is another round of very uplifting lyrics and everything.
No, they're too depressive. It's coming out of lyrics on the next album. You can see a change, but the lyrics for this one and the Ravishing Grimness is kind of the same theme.
Yeah.
Because I was down in 98, 99, and 2000, 2001.
I can remember that.
Here we got got so many riffs of that kind, the stuff. And when did you start doing that? Because there were no riffs like that. Can't remember any riff like that on Under Funeral Moon. But I think maybe you started with it a little bit on Total Death.
Maybe. Every year has a new task ahead and making songs, and, you know.
Yeah, but I find like a lot of these riffs on this album is really a lot of the same style you had on Ravishing Grimace too.
Yeah.
2 years earlier.
Yeah.
And you're also on the next album you can feel you have some of these sort of riffs there as well, but you're sort of rocking more and in the future, rocking in the future world more.
Yes.
And this is such a serious album. There's no rock on this except a little bit on my song.
Yeah. It's like the bad news guy says, no, you have to go bang bang.
Yeah, that's typically me to say stuff like that. Always trying to be the boss. But we don't boss each other around in Darkthrone like that. It's like my song is my song, your song is your song.
Yeah.
We rehearsed quite a lot for this album in the area that we are in now, where we're talking right now. You were living here and I had to go by the bus, and then we were rehearsing in the Treated area a lot for this.
Yeah.
And I had made rehearsal tapes for that, so I would listen to the rehearsal tape a lot. Because, believe it or not, a lot of the riffs on this album is not 4/4, which I always prefer, but there are some strange extra stuff on riffs that is really complicated for me as a drummer / mathematician.
Yeah.
So I really needed to listen to the rehearsal tapes and stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to. This kind of riffs are. Obviously, I thought that using a lot of the strings was.
You loved a lot of strings in this period. This is super riff.
There's only 6 songs again. I think the same was the case for Ravishing Grimness.
And they're long as well.
But it's every song is.
That change right there, really fucking complicated. Because it comes so abrupt and it's like a prog rock thing to do or some clever songwriting. Again, I thought it would be better if another drummer would handle that, because he would make that into some fantastic change. But instead I was thinking, let's just make this change like really, there it is. And when I listen to it now, I was thinking I should have done more, I don't know, made that more clear, that and to lift the song better there. I think it would be better with another drummer actually.
Oh well, I wouldn't say that, but you know, this particular album and the album before that was a very I don't know, minimalistic times maybe in some ways. And
I feel this is maximalistic, a lot of your riffing.
Yeah, the riffing here is
lots of the, as you say, it's the grandness and lots of strings like wide. Again, I have this sudden break.
The problem is I like playing guitar, so there's a lot of things you know, I should.
And I can only play 2 strings at a time. So my songs are way more primitive.
I figured out yesterday I was 29 when we recorded this, and some would say that is the prime time, but I don't know.
Now, usually all the hit records people do is around when they're 20, because people seem to always say just like the first or the second or the third album. But you were thinking in the prime of your guitar playing or something?
No, I don't know. No, it's just, you know, when you're around 30, people say it's a very nice time. But I think it's even more nice now.
Well, I was the most down when I was 30, I guess, and I was down. Oh, I wasn't even 30, I was 29 as well.
Yeah.
No, I think I sucked at the time. I was again trying to do the drums a bit like Ravishing Grimness, where I would do pretty much not so much rocking and freestyle, but stick really like.
Yeah.
I was thinking, okay, this will be more like The Return by Bathory or something if I just play like really strict. But it doesn't work for me. I should loosen up. It feels like I'm like really tight. Not tight in a good way. With some nerves or connected to it.
Oh, there's a time for everything.
Oh, I always like the burning sound in the background.
Yeah, some kind of thunder.
No, well, I thought it was like just really loud fire. Like,
yeah, that
was what we were.
At the outro stuff, there's a loud fire. Yeah?
I think it's the same here, but it sounds more like a storm.
Yeah, there you have it.
Here's more of the riffs that are typical 1994. What I was the riff before here was reminding me of Mayhem at the 1994 times. I don't know where you get the riffs ID from. I never do, so I just have to try to analyze stuff. And there's some Voivod stuff in there too, like in there.
Yeah. It's too bad I never know what I'm playing, you know. I don't know what I'm doing.
Come on, Shelly! Come on, Shelly! Under the sky, while the ground slides away. reminds me a little bit about the first Dödam's Guard stuff, the riffs that they had, but I don't think you ever listened to that album.
Oh,
It sounded a bit like this style.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to do all the finger stuff, just take it a bit further. It's 95, 96. So there's lots of reverb on the guitars. I think there's reverb on the drums too. You should either have... And what's that China symbol? It's not good. It sucks.
Was that a China, really?
I think it's a China. I don't fucking know. It sounds awful. It's my bad. If I picked out a China for that, then I should,
It has to be the smallest China ever made.
But the symbols do sound small on this release. They sound really puny.
But that's a good thing,
When I analyze this sound, all I come up with is, the snare is actually good. I think it's good that they changed the snare. They didn't want me to play with my snare and etc. But I don't think the sound works together really well here. If we just put on quickly to hate them, I think you would hear it's totally different.
No, but I listened to this record yesterday, and I was a bit surprised how about the sound, because I remember it being probably a bit more puny, but I think I was positively surprised yesterday, so
Did we have enough fuzz on the bass here? The bass sounds a bit kind.
Yeah, it sounds kind.
And then the whole recording sounds a bit like, straight. But the thing is, when this came out, people were looking at the album cover and thinking, this looks arty, and therefore the album sounds modern. But this has nothing to do with modern sound at all. Where are the clicks? The guitars have the same fuzz like, I don't know, Saxon would have in 1980, I don't know. But this is not like any overkill fuzz at all, it's rather thin fuzz on it. So the naysayers, I would say, as Ricky Gervais says, people have a right to be offended, but that doesn't make them right. Exactly. The drums also here are not modern at all, it's totally organic drums. This is my song, and here we are directly back to 1984 now with Hellhammer. Even a little Hellhammer rip-off here with a... I started making these kinds of songs. Well, I made one for Ravishing Grimness, and I made the rock riff on that one track we did for the Moonfog sampler. God of Disturbance and Friction. And here we go again with this stuff. But listen now. Stuff like that, which is Voivod. Here we go. This stuff with the discordance stuff. And that means I wasn't rocking hard enough. I shouldn't have had to do that. I could have made a better riff with not doing that, but I wanted to be creative. Fuck that, man. I'm supposed to rock, not be creative. And Satyricon later did a lot of this kind of black and roll stuff, and it got that going really far. And it all started with Hellhammer, this black and roll thing. Listen now again, I'm doing the dissonance, which is Godflesh, Spirit Cleaner. And I was not inspired by that when I made the riff. Here is another sort of riffing that I do, which I started with. Listen now. That stuff, I did that first on a secret one-man band I had in 87, 88. I'd made many riffs with that horrible stuff. And again, I'm trying to be creative and make some twisted stuff because I was depressed and the lyrics are deeply depressing and fucked. It makes sense, but it's not rocking in the way that this is really black and roll, but it's not. I'm distancing myself from my own rockiness.
Alright.
I didn't thought it was that cool to rock when I was that.
But that kind of disharmony is also very like that's kind of a disharmony that Void also uses a lot.
But that disharmony was also it was Void, and it was also from my mind. My mind was dissonant at the time. So it could have been a better black and roll song if I didn't try to be so creative with some details.
Oh.
But this is what I want you to do, Ted. Go into your riffs and say, no, this and there. I was thinking,
okay.
But you are cooler than that. But I'm never cool about anything. I'm always like, I got a lot of opinions. I can talk 1,000 yards about 1 yard, you know?
Yeah.
Entertaining Satan on a wet electric stage. That's good. And now the outro for the song lasts really long, and this is another detail which has something to do with if we would do that sort of part in a Blaze Northern Sky, it would come like a great lift afterwards. We're breaking through and playing some other part, but instead, well, we haven't come to the part yet, but I'm talking about it already. Here it's just like this long depressive stuff on the guitar in the end, and there comes no lift at all. It's just like this is going nowhere, and that's probably where I like in my mind at the time. Oh dude, it's snowing outside. There was a lot of rain last time we were talking here on the Ravaging Ridge.
Yeah.
Crazy day of rain.
This is like the deep inlands of Norway.
Oh, me and the girl went skiing yesterday on cross-country skis, and we met the Prime Minister of Norway in the ski trail. He was looking more at me than I was at him. Maybe because I look like some sort of CC Top troll or I don't know. Oh yeah, here comes this depressive part I was talking about.
Oh yeah.
And you do the guitars, right? Because I showed you all the guitars. And one time, you actually do. It's supposed to go like this all the time, and then one time you do like. Maybe it's now.
Probably, maybe I had a string problem.
And we didn't do it again. I was like, fuck take twos on this, no more. Let's just get it over with.
Yeah, this.
And it's if it was typical black metal, like the way we sort of did on the end of Catherine Life Code, or where Cold Winds Blow, whatever that will be, and it would be some like rumble, like. And some fantastic part going on. Stuff like that. Or I can even think like this reminds me of some stuff like on Blood, Fire, Death by Battery, and there would be like a breakthrough and a fantastic part more. But this is just a flat fucking tire, and there's the tires are going like, oh yeah, got another flat tire, poof, another flat tire, okay, I'm all out.
Yeah, maybe you had a flat tire like that.
But I wanted this to be like, this is the sad ending of I wanted it like that. I didn't want to make like a fantastic epic black metal song. I was just making some black and roll, and it just sort of got dragged into its own depression. So, but there's some good riffs on that song. That was my only song for this album, by the way. Take it away, Nocturno Culto.
Oh, the cannons.
Hey, this is Command. This is the song that I. No, this is not. What is it? Yes, it is.
Yeah, I think so. There we had Sverre
from Audio Pain and Ole Jørgen Apollyon from Aura Noir to come up by train to Toten, the Eima station.
Yeah.
Got fetched them and hauled them into the studio so they could sing like some verse lines on or they sing the refrain. But this is the coolest, one of the coolest choir stuff we ever had was on that "Come on" when everyone is.
Yeah, we.
So Dag Stokke, he may not have succeeded totally in making this whole soundscape good enough for the songs, but recording those vocals, well, he did that really good.
Yeah.
Like when everyone was doing like the shout command. Oh yeah.
You are aware that we are going to do the comments on this album and hate them today, and both of the engineers on those albums are dead.
Dag Stokke died?
Yes. I think the engineer we had on this album died last year, and the one on Hate Them, he died some years ago, like 3-4 years ago or something.
Did you know that Erik Audskog, that was engineering our sound for Blazing on the Sky, also engineered on Mayhem's Death Crush?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he was in the same studio too, but he did both those albums.
Oh.
Fantastic. That's why they sound awesome!
Yeah, he was something special. That
I never heard anything else he was doing.
no. I think he worked with like some popular music, like you know, Secret Garden or whatever they call it here in Norway. Yeah.
Anyway, some of the riffs on this song so far has been it's so complicated structure for a drummer that it's basically prog rock.
No.
Yes, yes, they have, because it's like 9/8 and there's 13, 16 stuff like that. Really complicated.
Yeah. We encountered that problem a lot of times.
But on this album especially, for me.
Yeah. I can remember you. Sometimes you don't understand it, but then I just have to nod, you know, like small headbanging, and then you understand, because you say like
complicated.
9, 10, you know. And,
every time you do 4/4, I'm like, yes, Ted, you did a 4/4 riff. Because that's all I do. I always do 4/4 riffs.
It's much easier not to be a mathematician, yeah.
Yeah, because for you the riff is the melody. The melody has to be like this.
I think now is the time for the Apollyon and Sverre and ourselves doing the. I think they sing each every second line.
Every second line, yeah. This is one of my favorite parts ever in Darkthrone, actually, when this song goes over now into the refrain. I've really been digging that always. So this is a song I've basically been playing when I've been playing something from this album in hindsight. Here we go. That choir is awesome.
Yeah.
And of course it's a 4/4 riff, so it works really well.
Yeah.
Gotta tell you, stick to that, Ted, and we'll be living merrily ever after. See what kind of break it's from next week. Into the triolas. the walls. This is very Burzum.
Yeah, that's I also
got
think
some battery notes.
Oh yeah? Well, I wouldn't know about that, would I?
I'm the guy with the headphones, you know, always listening. I like these parts a lot.
There's a lot of things going on, and it's
There's too many things going on this album, sir.
oh no.
Oh, you complicated man.
So I will make it all up for you now, because the newest material I'm writing as we speak is probably the most primitive I've ever made. Did I feel ill? Sounds like I was...
I'm all battery.
Wow. It's a roller coaster of an emotional ride.
Something tells me that you should have had less organic guitar sound, probably. Then people will go, oh, this album sounds great. But when it's as organic as it is here, the people were going like, no, this sounds too modern. And it's such a bullshit thing to say.
Yeah.
Compared to any other modern stuff.
The people are bullshit, aren't they? Anyway.
Well, not always, but they were really wrong about saying that this sounds modern in any way.
Yeah, I never... You know, we always lived in our own little bubble.
I think also it will be better we lived all in our own small bubbles.
Yeah.
We lived in the monkey of Michael Jackson. Every one of us. In our own personal little bubbles.
Blanket.
It looks pretentious, this cover, so people will think that, okay, we're trying to be really pretentious with the song material.
Yeah.
But this song material has so much to do with the for me, it sounds so much like the brother of Ravishing Goodness.
Yeah.
That's
what Fenriz is really saying now. He talks about the old cover from the original album, because when
there's a new cover on this one.
Because when you listen to this, you will have the new and fresh cover done by a Polish dude.
Ice blue cover. It actually resembles this chewing gum that I'm chewing right now, which is by some fantastic coincidence called Extra Ice. And you see exactly the same covers that are on this new version of the Plaguewielder album. And a lot of illiterates out there has written that this is called Plaguewielder, not Wielder. They don't know what to wield something is.
It's a plague going totally wild. It's crazy, really. It's fucking a madman.
It's crazy. A lot of Germans think that you know, the 1985 album Destruction with the Invincible Force. They thought it was Invisible Force, but it's Invincible. That means you can't be beaten, dude. So to wield something is to hold something in a threatening way. I might use it. Like I could release this way if I really wanted to, but I have to watch the news.
It is a plague in Norway now, so we are struggling with it.
What? Those guys talking on the Infernal Festival? Debate. Kjør debatt. Kjør abatt.
High cliffhanger.
I Cliff Richard. I Cliffhanger. Fucking awesome.
I didn't see that movie, but
oh, I was always thinking that riff, this riff right here, I was always thinking, oh, Ted is always doing these immortal riffs in some sort of way, but what I'm hearing now is like it's the first Monsters Hammer album.
are you ill or something?
Listen, this stuff,
Yeah.
it's totally first Monsters Hammer. Don't you remember it? This is the
Yeah, I
album.
remember.
It's
Yeah.
awesome. It's the first Norwegian black metal album. Always from Czechia. They do more of the royal stuff here.
Yeah. And then we have the moshing. Almost.
Yeah, what's with the motion? But that was Bathory from like the Viking, from the Hammerheart.
Yeah.
Which he again says he didn't take from Metallica, but I doubt it. Mayhem.
Yeah, I can see now that this is a bit Mayhem inspired, probably.
This could have so easily have been on the Mysterious.
Yeah, I take that point. Yeah.
And I play like that on the drums too, so I do nothing to, set it aside from that. The problem is, this is like 2001, it's not 94. But no one said that they're tired of these sort of riffs in the criticism, so I don't know.
Well, my opinion is that this album is finally, getting a proper release. I think I'm happy about that. But we are currently, looking at the old cover artwork and the old, the vinyl, and yeah, let's just say we have a bit of problems with the designers back at the time. They knew how to manipulate pictures. That's all they could do. So.
And I was like, okay, I wasn't interested in what the covers were at the time. I didn't care about the Goat Lord, I didn't care about the Ravishing Gymnast, I didn't care about this. I just got so excited when the Sardonic Wrath stuff was done, and then it was like hand drawn again. I was thinking, this is the way.
Yeah.
And then came the.
You remember the.
God is Alive, and then it wasn't hand drawn, and I was thinking, okay, we have to have hand drawn. That's that story. It's both rock and metal. Rock and metal. Rock. Metal.
Yeah, I feel very international now when you say that.
Colliding spikes. Oh, Sarcophago. Even this attack, the break, total Sarcophago in the album. But when we do it the next time, it doesn't sound like Sarcophago anymore. What's wrong?
When we are talking about our own albums, I always get, it's interesting to
Angry? Sleepy? What?
listen to you and all the analysis. I haven't, I learn a lot about the albums myself and where the inspiration might come from, but it's probably...
Yeah, because that's an important point. We never talk about this beforehand, before the album, or after the album. We never talk about these things. this is actually more black and roll that you did here with this riff.
I used to live in a very secluded area when I was making this album and Ravishing Grimness, and most of the inspiration was probably from the harsh winters, or maybe earlier Darkthrone stuff. I don't know, but deep back in the mind,
you were definitely not following any trends.
I don't think so, no.
The whole trend thing has actually been kind of misunderstood. There's a total underground freak like me. We are the ones actually are totally always making the trends, writing the trends, shutting down the trends, and then we have to read about the trends like 4 years after in the big magazines, and then we are on to something new a long time ago, and we're crazy about that. And for us, we never use the word trend, but actually that's what trends are. Stuff is, we can dig the 15 different ways of metal at the same time, no problem, but we're always running around in circles.
Yeah.
You don't have the time for that, Ted.
No. Yeah, imagine us making an album for the people.
That was 16 beats on this riff.
Oh yeah? Have you counted?
Yes, I just counted. It's like Ted is trying to kill me. The structure is like... what do you say? Architects making the spectacular buildings. Beer. Oh, another very complicated break. Thank you. And I'm not good enough to make that sound fantastic. You should have orchestrated it better.
I think it sounds fantastic when you play it.
It just comes by surprise, like whoo. And here, is this me that made this melody on top? Because this sounds like an attempt to make like Transylvanian Hunger Part 2.
Yeah. I think I did something in the same way on the Ravishing Grimness, but
no, I was... Okay, you did?
Yeah, but
this is really like...
This is probably more obvious. Because I don't know.
You did say Scepter instead of Scepter on this one.
Yeah, I think so. On the first song, I did Brutality Avenging Nothing. That's fucked because it's supposed to be brutally avenging nothing, of course. Brutality is like a... yeah, well...
Is that the only time he said that?
I think the next time around we play this riff, you play like 3 beats on the snare drum, and that sounds fantastic. It was very, just a small detail, but it makes the riff really cool.
But I'm playing way too much double bass drums on this album, I think. It could have been better if I did just... I just wanted to be like massive and primitive at the same time with the drumming. I feel like I could done that better.
Yeah, there we have
the Transylvanian Hunger Part 2. So the changing of the guitar notes isn't... It's a bit like after. It's not accurate.
But we never ever recorded anything with a metronome or anything, so...
That will be boring to look at.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
we can't do that. With the structures we have, there's nothing... We can't do anything with a metronome.
No.
Because we have so many
There you go
changes.
with the snare drum.
Yeah. The snare drum is actually really great sounding, but still... There's something it's not connecting with the guitars and the bass.
Oh yes.
No,
I disagree.
Yeah.
But
you're right to disagree.
And now we have the the obvious Slayer drumming now with the
Yeah, the Slayer.
the
Was that from
Helloweights,
the Helloweights, the ending of Helloweights, or it was the ending of the album? The last song on the Helloweights album.
Oh.
Is that what's that song called again? Hardening of the Arteries? No.
No.
Little clues. No one ever cared. No one ever mentioned that.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
This was Plaguewielder album re-release.
And I'm Fenriz with a little voice, and Nocturno Culto is Nocturno Culto with a more rugged, manly voice. I'm the puppet, and he's the master.
Oh, well.
She.
Okay, still running.
Steel running. That's a good name for a speed metal band. Still running.
Okay, we're still here.
Getting bored.
Okay, let the fire burn out now.
Hey, it's not bad getting that kind of fire going in that sort of storm. Yeah,
No.
It's a little bonfire probably would not
This
last
is-
very long. And you have a hell of a time finding enough firewood and sawing it up to feed the fire in the storm
Probably
like
a
that.
very, very big fire. Okay, bye.
Okay, hi.
Hi.